Welcome to Space Drift. Please subscribe to the channel, we're glad to have you here. The world's economic tides are shifting, and the US is no longer the only powerhouse in North America. Countries across continents are quietly pivoting to Canada, seeking stability, reliability, and new opportunities. In this video, we'll explore why 11 countries are choosing Canada over the US as their main trade partner, and what this means for the future of global power. Let's start with Mexico, long tied to the US, but now actively deepening its economic relationship with Canada. The updated CUSMA agreement has opened new doors, with Canadian investment flowing into Mexican manufacturing, aerospace, and renewable energy. Mexico is importing more Canadian grains, while Canada is buying more Mexican produce. This partnership helps Mexico diversify, reducing its reliance on the US and building a more resilient North American supply chain. Canadian and Mexican companies are integrating their operations, especially in the automotive sector. The result? A more balanced, trilateral North American market. Mexico is no longer just a junior partner, it's forging a smarter, more stable economic future with Canada. China's trade with the US has been turbulent, so it's turning to Canada for stability. Canadian exports of soybeans, canola, and pork to China have surged, filling gaps left by US trade disputes. Canada's less volatile political climate makes it a preferred supplier for China's food and resource needs. Chinese investment is also flowing into Canadian tech and clean energy, areas where US restrictions have limited cooperation. Canada's vast resources and open approach are helping China de-risk its trade portfolio. For China, Canada is a stable, resource-rich partner, key to its long-term economic strategy. As the US and China decouple, Canada is stepping in to build new, powerful economic connections. After Brexit, the UK needed new trade partners, and Canada was a natural fit. The UK-Canada Trade Continuity Agreement ensured smooth trade, and now both countries are working on an even more ambitious deal. British businesses see Canada as a stable gateway to North America, while Canada fills UK gaps in agriculture and investment. Financial hubs in London and Toronto are collaborating, creating a transatlantic investment corridor. This partnership is pragmatic, prioritizing stability and shared values over waiting for a US deal. The Canada-UK axis is now a vital part of Britain's global strategy. For the UK, Canada isn't a fallback, it's a smart strategic choice. Germany's energy crisis has forced it to rethink its supply chains, and Canada is stepping up. A landmark hydrogen accord and plans for Canadian LNG are helping Germany secure clean, reliable energy. German companies are investing in Canadian mining for critical minerals needed for electric vehicles and green tech. Canada's political stability and ESG standards make it a preferred partner over more volatile markets. This partnership is foundational for Germany's green transition. Canada is becoming indispensable for Germany's industrial future. The center of transatlantic resource trade is shifting north. Japan values quality and reliability, and Canada delivers, especially in food and agriculture. The CPTPP trade pact gives Canadian products a competitive edge in Japan, with tariffs eliminated on pork, beef, wheat, and canola oil. Japanese automakers are expanding in Canada, drawn by its stable manufacturing environment and access to critical minerals. Canada's CPTP membership also gives Japanese firms better access to other markets. This relationship is built on trust, predictability, and shared standards. As Japan navigates global uncertainty, Canada is its stable partner in the Indo-Pacific. Trade and investment that once defaulted to the US are now flowing north. Brazil, South America's largest economy, is strengthening ties with Canada to diversify its trade and attract investment. The two countries complement each other in agriculture, with Brazil seeking Canadian technology and Canada importing Brazilian products. Canadian mining companies are major investors in Brazil, bringing expertise and a focus on sustainability. Together they advocate for fairer global trade rules, often aligning against US and European protectionism. This partnership gives Brazil leverage and reduces its dependency on unpredictable US policies. For Brazil, Canada is a strategic ally in technology, investment, and global trade. The Brazil-Canada axis is reshaping economic dynamics in the Americas. India's booming tech sector is forging deeper ties with Canada, thanks to a welcoming immigration system and a massive Indian diaspora. With US immigration tightening, Canada's global skills strategy is attracting Indian talent, fueling a tech boom and new business partnerships. Indian IT giants are expanding in Canada, using it as a stable base for North American operations. Canadian universities are recruiting Indian students, who often stay and contribute to the economy. This flow of people and ideas is creating a self-reinforcing cycle of innovation and investment. The India-Canada connection is now rivaling the traditional US-India partnership. It's a dynamic, multi-layered relationship built on skills, education, and shared ambition. South Korea is diversifying its economic ties, and a free trade agreement with Canada is fueling a new era of cooperation. The focus: green energy, electric vehicles, and high-tech manufacturing. Korean giants like Samsung and Hyundai are investing in Canada, building factories and research centers. Canada's critical minerals are vital for Korea's battery and EV industries. The Canada-Korea Free Trade Agreement makes trade seamless and investment attractive. This partnership secures Korea's supply chains and reduces dependence on any single partner. Canada is now central to Korea's strategy for the industries of the future. France and Canada are building a thriving transatlantic trade route, especially with Quebec as a cultural and economic bridge. The CETA agreement has integrated aerospace supply chains and boosted trade in luxury goods, food, and even Canadian wine. French companies are sourcing more from Canada, while Canadian products are gaining ground in France. This partnership offers French businesses stable access to North America. Canada provides a less contentious, more predictable trade environment than the US. For France, it's about building a resilient, balanced set of global partnerships. The Canada-France connection is a model for transatlantic cooperation. Australia and Canada, both resource-rich Commonwealth nations, are deepening their partnership in mining and education. Australian mining firms are investing in Canadian projects, while Canadian finance and technology are in demand down under. Universities in both countries are collaborating on research and student exchanges, offering an attractive alternative to the US. This brain circulation fosters innovation and strengthens ties. Both nations advocate for free trade and a rules-based order in global forums. The Australia-Canada axis is a strategic alliance of equals. Together, they offer a compelling alternative to a US-centric economic world. As US-Saudi ties strain, Saudi Arabia is turning to Canada for expertise and investment to modernize its economy. Canada's technology in carbon capture and sustainable extraction is helping Saudi Arabia clean up its core industries. Canadian firms are winning contracts for massive Saudi infrastructure projects, while Saudi investment is flowing into Canadian tech and real estate. Canada also supplies high-quality agricultural products to the kingdom. This partnership goes far beyond oil, supporting Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030. For Saudi Arabia, Canada is a stable, innovative partner for its post-oil future. This shift marks a profound change in Middle Eastern geopolitics. From Mexico to China, Germany to Australia, 11 nations are deepening their economic ties with Canada. This isn't about abandoning the US, but about diversifying for stability and opportunity. Canada's resources, technology, and welcoming policies are redrawing the global economic map. For Canada, it's a chance to step out of the US shadow and become a key global player. For the US, it's a wake-up call. The world is seeking a more balanced set of alliances. As these countries pivot north, the future of global trade is being rewritten. What do you think? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights.